You would think insecurity disappears the moment you become successful. After all, that's the deal most people unknowingly make with themselves. Get the promotion, build the business, earn more money, get better grades, become more attractive, gain recognition, and the doubts will finally go away. But something strange keeps happening. People reach goals they once dreamed about and still feel uncertain. They achieve things that others admire and still wonder if they're enough. Some of the most accomplished people in the world remain deeply afraid of being exposed, rejected, or left behind. The uncomfortable truth is that success and insecurity are not opposites. And once you understand why, you'll stop chasing achievements as emotional medicine and start seeing insecurity in a completely different way. Most people first encounter insecurity long before they have any real achievements. A student compares grades with classmates, a teenager compares their appearance with friends, an employee compares salaries, a business owner compares growth. The details change, but the feeling remains the same. It begins as a small voice asking a simple question: am I enough? At first it seems harmless. It even appears useful. That uncomfortable feeling pushes people to study harder, work longer, and improve themselves. So they make a conclusion. If insecurity hurts, then success must be the cure. And that belief quietly shapes entire lives. A student thinks a top university will finally make them feel worthy. A young professional believes a higher position will create confidence. An entrepreneur imagines that a certain income will remove self-doubt forever. But when the goal arrives, the relief is temporary. The acceptance letter feels exciting for a few weeks. The promotion feels satisfying for a few months. The achievement that once seemed life-changing slowly becomes normal. Then, a new comparison appears. Someone has better grades, someone earns more, someone is younger and more successful, someone seems happier. The finish line moves again. This creates a dangerous cycle because the person starts believing they simply haven't achieved enough yet. So they run harder, they collect more accomplishments, they build a larger identity around success. Meanwhile, insecurity quietly grows stronger. Now there's more to lose, more expectations to maintain, more pressure to prove that the success was deserved. What started as a desire to feel enough becomes a never-ending effort to avoid feeling inadequate. And many people spend years trapped in that loop, without understanding what is actually happening beneath the surface. Imagine a man carrying a backpack filled with stones. Every time he feels insecure, he adds another stone, because he believes more weight will make him stronger. At first, it seems to work. The heavier backpack makes him look tougher. Other people admire his determination. They even congratulate him for carrying so much. But the backpack was never the problem. The weight simply distracted him from noticing the real issue. This is similar to what psychologists call the self-discrepancy theory. The theory suggests that emotional discomfort often comes from the gap between who we are and who we think we should be. Notice something important. The problem is not necessarily who you are. The problem is the distance you perceive between yourself and an imagined version of yourself. Success often fails to cure insecurity because success frequently expands that imagined version. As your achievements grow, your standards grow too. A student dreams of passing, then they dream of graduating with honors, then they dream of becoming the best in their field. An employee wants a stable job, then a management role, then financial freedom. The target keeps changing. It's like walking toward the horizon. No matter how far you travel, the horizon moves with you. From an evolutionary perspective, this makes sense. Human beings evolved in environments where becoming satisfied too quickly could be dangerous. The desire for improvement helped people adapt, compete, and survive. The mind was not designed to permanently rest in achievement. It was designed to keep scanning for gaps. That's why external success often struggles to solve an internal problem. The insecurity was never created by a lack of achievement alone. It was created by a relationship with an ideal that continuously moves farther away. And once that pattern begins, even extraordinary success can become fuel for deeper insecurity. Because every achievement raises the question, can I do it again? Then another, what if someone does it better? Then another, what happens if I lose it? Suddenly, success becomes something to defend, rather than something to enjoy. Here's the twist. Insecurity is not always a sign that you're failing. Sometimes it's a sign that you've built your identity around conditions that can never stay permanent. Most people believe insecurity comes from having too little. Too little money, too little recognition, too little success. But often insecurity comes from attaching your sense of worth to things that constantly change. When your value depends on achievement, every setback becomes a threat to your identity. When your value depends on approval, every criticism feels dangerous. When your value depends on comparison, someone else's success becomes your problem. The deeper issue isn't that you haven't reached the destination. It's that you've made your self-worth a passenger on the journey. And passengers are affected by every bump in the road. This changes the entire conversation. The goal is not to eliminate insecurity through achievement. The goal is to stop asking achievement to do a job it was never designed to do. Success can improve your circumstances. It can create opportunities, freedom, and influence, but it cannot permanently answer the question of whether you deserve to exist, matter, or belong. Those questions sit deeper than accomplishments. A healthier approach begins when you separate your value from your performance. Not because performance doesn't matter, but because they are not the same thing. A failed project does not reduce your worth. A successful project does not increase it. Those events change outcomes. They do not determine value. This perspective creates a strange kind of freedom. You can still pursue ambitious goals. You can still build businesses, develop skills, earn money, and chase excellence. But now success becomes an expression of growth rather than a desperate search for validation. You stop running because you're trying to escape insecurity. You start moving because you're genuinely interested in becoming better. The difference sounds subtle, but it changes everything. One path is driven by fear, the other is driven by purpose. And perhaps the most important realization is this: the person who believes they must achieve more before they are enough will never feel enough, because more has no finish line. But the person who understands their worth is not waiting at the next milestone, can finally enjoy the journey toward it. Success may change your life, but the moment you stop expecting it to prove your value is the moment it loses its power to control you.